and it's about to go down.
Next segment is all about my experience here in Kenya, Nairobi, and this is kind of like a vlog experience. I'm gonna take you through my journey and getting here and kind of the current moment right now. And this is like the second last day before everything's done. So started off in Toronto, traveled to Toronto to Germany, Frankfurt, and Germany was nice. Germany was cool. The architecture, the design, everything was just really on point. I really liked it in that sense. I loved the environment, the people, the food was good. Definitely. Pit stop out in Germany. At the Terrace right now. Really good at the airport. First time having like German food, so there's obviously a lot more to explore and see there. So that was really exciting. I came through with D Square, so me and D Square pulled up both from Toronto, another influencer as well. And when we were at the cafe, we met Heinz. Heinz is really dope, coming out of BC. If you guys are into meditation, relaxation, definitely check out his channel. That's my boy. And we started chopping it up, had some food, and just started talking about the journey, the process, and what this is all about. And then we took a flight from Frankfurt, Germany to Nairobi. So we had a 5-hour delay from there. So once we got to Nairobi, it was a whole different experience, man. For me personally, it was new to me. I never been to the continent of Africa, so it's really been powerful for me to really be in a place of it, in a sense that you see everyone just like you, just operating on the flow. It was just amazing to be. I'm still in here, but it's just amazing to take in this energy, and I love it out here. I really love it out here, man. It's seamless. It's seamless. It's not like you experience in North America. It's not something you experience in Canada or the States. It's just a seamless flow. I like it. It feels, it's home. I won't say it feels like home. It is home. It truly is. It truly is. And I'm only in Kenya, and I'm Nigerian, so there's so much parts of Africa I'm definitely going to explore down the road. Definitely looking to investing into property out here. Beautiful, the people, it's fast paced. Obviously there's different regions to go and not to go, but it's all about being around good people and know the environment, and you'll be fine. So I enjoyed myself there. We actually went on a safari, so the safari was dope. Like,
Sure that this is not gonna smash my fingers at any point.
it'll be fine, it'll be good. Lions, we saw zebras, we saw, what do you call it? Forgot, impalas. We saw impalas. We saw different types of animals, and it was amazing just to be around that. We saw a giraffe as well. So for me, that was cool. I never seen that in my life, so that was truly exciting to see. The landscape of the safari was huge. Like, you can just look in the distance and you won't see anything. You may see like a city in the far out, but the landscape was huge. We're in a bunch of like Land Cruisers as well. I got a sweet picture of one of them, and during that time we actually had like a YouTube lunch. It's called Breakfast in the Bush. So we had some amazing food, finger food as well, fruits, vegetables. I tried a traditional Kenyan meal that they serve on the streets, where it's kind of like a hot dog but without the bun. So they cut the hot dog up and then they serve like the ingredients inside of it. And also they had the egg version of that as well. So they had an egg, they split it down the middle, filled the toppings up just like it was like a hot dog. And I'm telling you, that was the most amazing delicacy I ever had. So that was really great. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. And
Sambura.
traditional African dances, music. The vibe was good, the vibe was loud, the frequency was high, positivity. It was great. It was great. From there, we kind of went back to the hotel. Some people got to see the president. I didn't get to see the president. I was kind of really tired, but a lot of my peers saw the president, so they had a great experience meeting him. I hanged out back. I recharged up a little bit, and we actually had this like evening of dinner and celebration. So that was really cool.
But I was like, yeah, that's exactly right.
It was great. It was really great. So now, the next day, because we were up until like 2 in the morning drinking and having fun and talking. What time is it now? It's 9:46 in the morning, but I just had a gym workout. I have some food on the way coming to room service. I'm kind of just not gonna be around people right now. I'm just gonna sit down and just talk with you guys and have my breakfast. I'll show you guys what that looks like. But really, all in all, great experience here in Kenya, Nairobi. I love it out here. Definitely look into investing in the property. If you guys are ever thinking about traveling out here, definitely do so. The fits were on point. I did talk about the fits before, and the fits were on point. The fits fit every occasion, like I mentioned. Shorts, you guys, I'll put the link somewhere so you guys can just check it out. But basically the essentials, and you can just rotate the essentials and make combinations out of them, so you'll be fine in terms of style and looking good. A lot of compliments. I look at a lot of females compliment my fit, and yeah, it was a great experience. So I encourage anyone out there, if you guys are into content creating, if you guys are into traveling, if you're into fashion, if you're into anything you want to do and you find this as inspirational, take it from me. Take that leap of faith, because you never know where you'll go, at the same time whoever you'll meet. So it's truly a blessing, and I thank God every day, man. And I gotta say thank you, just God right now, thank you for this moment in time. And yeah, I'm gonna post a YouTube video right now for you guys, and reels. I want to get back on my reels and blow up off of those, and hit 1 million subscribers and go viral on the reels as well. So I'm putting that all into fruition, putting the energy out there, and yeah, I'll contact you guys soon. Oh, let me talk about first class. That was I'm never going back. I can't go back. You can't. Once you go business, you can't go back. I'm telling you, it's the experience. It's really the experience. It's the leg room. It's the service. I was drinking wine, I was drinking champagne. We had great food, amazing food on the airplane. Amazing food on the airplane. Especially, there's a difference. But when you're in business class, the food is really, really good. We had shrimp. I'm pretty sure I took some photos and clips of it, so hopefully I can post it in here. But the food was really good. We had like beef like with some potatoes, and it was really good altogether. Really good service. And yeah, it was really good. It was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot, and I'm definitely never going to be flying normal flights. I'm definitely going to be flying first class going forward for sure, and I'm definitely going to be checking out a bunch of more fashion culture cities. So New York, Milan, Japan, anywhere that's fashion capital oriented. Singapore, I'm going to be there. So I'm going to document those journeys with you guys. I'm going to show you guys what's going on. But I feel like this would be something that's appropriate for you guys to see. But even though it's not fashion based, but it's kind of the whole experience of my first time in Kenya. So I hope you guys can enjoy this clip of me and enjoy this segment of my rant. But all in all, great experience. I'm truly, truly blessed. I'm excited for the future, and I can't say anything else. 2 things I grabbed. One thing I grabbed was the smash burger. So this is the smash burger right here. And this thing's amazing, bro. Woo, look at that. I had this before. Really good. I really enjoy that one. The smash burger. The cool thing about this burger is like it just falls out the burger. You know what I mean? It just falls out the bun. Look at that. Look at that. Smash burger. Look how good that is. Right there. The smash burger. Like heaven, man. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful color. Look at that. Color's gorgeous. Yeah, this is good. It's like a light slushy. You can taste the fruits, the organicness of this. This is really good. The seeds, everything's in here, man. Yeah, that's good for sure. Complemented by some mineral water. Why can't I say that? I have trouble saying certain words. Mineral water. Gotta have your water. All right, cool. So this right here is the recap video of my time in Africa. And I gotta say, honestly, it was something that was quite remarkable for myself. And it completely wiped away my connotations and my misconceptions, my understanding and belief system prior to going to Africa for the very first time, specifically Kenya, Nairobi. Not being exposed to your identity, your culture, obviously you lose yourself in a world where identity is super important, especially in North America, where there's not many people like yourself. And growing up, you're kind of fed a lot of information, a lot of misinformation. The news, peers, colleagues. People don't have media, did I say that? But a lot of people just don't have like an understanding or proper perspective of the country as a whole. And the way it's represented and presented to the globe is completely opposite to my experience there. And I get it. That's social media, that's news, it's propaganda, it's narratives, a lot of politics is involved as well. But from my experience, being in my 30s now, going to Africa for the very first time in my life, I gotta say that experience was amazing. One, because for me personally, I never felt so like seamlessly connected to a community where it was just a flow of life. I don't know if people have experienced that, or for some people, I was actually talking to the Uber guy about my experience, and he was from Iran, and he was saying he has the same feeling of his cultural ethnicity, where he's in that environment, and it's a seamless flow of life. It's a little bit different, sure. Customs are a little different, the people are a little different. How everything operates is going to be different, but he understood where I was coming from, where you're involved in it. You're not overthinking it. You're reserved from it. You know what I mean? You get that a lot out here in North America from my experience growing up here. A lot of hesitation, a lot of back and forth, but over there it's just like go, flow. It's just like that. But in North America, it always felt like you always had to outwork yourself. You always had to become something instead of living in the moment. And I feel like within Africa, Kenya and Nairobi, like from my experience so far, from visiting one of the countries, my laundry. So hard to put my thoughts together, to be honest with you, but I feel like this is the most genuine way, and it's like raw, authentic, and like real. Like I can't put it to words, man. Honestly, I can't put it to words because there's so much going on in the city. There's so much going on in terms of the culture, the environment, the people. It's just a different essence, man. I can't. How do you describe it? Like, I'm struggling to understand it myself sometimes. I know for one thing I do know is that not only me, but some of the other content creators feel the exact same way about this whole experience. This connotation, you have this narrative about what the city is and what you expect of it. And when you get there, you're welcomed with open arms, and you're embraced, and you're there. And people are so inquisitive about yourself, about your nationality, your heritage, and even to the point of people even correcting my own name for me, because unfortunately, I didn't know the correct version of my name, So how it was emphasized in the Nigerian culture, like that type of stuff was really, really eye-opening. And it made me understand like how much respect they have for themselves, so you don't mispronounce their name. And that's a big deal. If you don't have a background, and if you don't have any knowledge or background of your identity, you kind of you kind of get lost. You know what I mean? You kind of get lost in the sauce of it. And for me, it was a sight to see. It was something very, very powerful. And you never been. And if you are someone from Africa and you never been to Africa for the first time, that's just, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's like, first of all, it's one thing to say subconsciously, yeah, I'm gonna go to Africa, I'm gonna check it out. And you get your perspective. But when you're there physically, when you're around it, the energy, the people, you have this whole different love. Because you don't feel, okay, now we're getting somewhere with this. You don't feel scared. I'll tell you that for a fact. You don't feel scared at all. Not saying you feel scared on a day-to-day basis, but you don't feel like, someone's watching over you, like people are just going. People are just going. Sometimes if you are the minority in a certain demographic, it can, and it has felt like in my life, it feels a bit of isolation, and I always felt like there's no one who understood with my experiences. For example, growing up in Vancouver, less than 1% Black people, and for me, on a day-to-day basis, on average, outside my own house, I'll probably see, if it wasn't at school at the time, on the weekend, I'll probably see like 2 or 3 Black people in one day. So having that experience versus being in an environment and it's all Black, it's like, it's like you feel like it doesn't exist in a sense, where the safety and the precautions and the small microaggressions, anxiety just dissipates. It's gone. So that was something I had to process, but at the same time experience a different world for me. And I tell you, even my viewpoint on life is different for sure. I don't feel like it's so, North America makes life so gritty. So work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. Make your first million before you're 30. Make your first million before you're 25. Build a company, that's the grind out here. It's just work you to the bone, pay taxes, and hopefully you can retire and you can pass something down to your kids if you have made investments throughout that whole time. In Africa, it feels like, and since my experience there so far, it's more of enjoy life and let's live this moment and embrace the culture of this experience and have a good night, get home safe, and tomorrow's a new day. That's I think that's spot on, because that's exactly how it feels like. And I really took back that essence for me. Because I've been pushing myself endlessly to be something in life. Out of insecurity, I don't know, out of helplessness, out of hopelessness, out of necessity, for sure. I had to become who I am today because it is what it is. So man, it's deep, because I'll tell you for a fact, I came back now that I'm back, I have a better sense of self in who I am, because I noticed a culture out there where people were just living life, doing life, not no one can care less about F this person. It's more or less about, I have things to do, let's keep going. I can't stop and stare. I don't have time to judge. It's more observe, go. You kind of have to move around. You kind of have to move around pretty fast. So for me, that was that experience out there, and it really helped me reinvent myself, but also be myself, which was always hard to do because I always felt like I was being judged for movements I do, microaggressions. Maybe I'm expressive with my hands, or those small insecurities is what my environment has always taught me in North America. You gotta be stiff. You gotta be you kind of gotta fit a box of some sort. But there it's just kind of you are who you are, and you just do that, and life is fine. Don't stress life. That's just what it is. Why stress? That's just the feeling, man. And community is beautiful. The people are beautiful. It's something that I would like to experience every year. At the same time, it's a place I'll definitely invest my time and money and resources into. So many beautiful places in Africa. I haven't been to all of them. I just started at one so far. But I already know for a fact I would love to live there and just and do the same thing that I'm doing here, but even over there. Like, I think that's something I can really do, and it can be done, and I should do it. Because you think sometimes sometimes if you are from a country, specifically for Black people, if you are a Black person watching this, you'll understand as well. When you're so removed from something of yourself, you don't know anything about it, and you don't know that there's a lot of beauty in it. You know what I mean? There's like I'm pretty sure all cultures have that internal feeling, but from my perspective of growing up with Black people around me, if you don't have that foundation, you're never gonna know the beauty of your culture, your own identity of who you are. So that being said, once I got there and I found that beauty within myself, that the essence, the pride within myself, and it gave me this wider vision, this viewpoint of a perception that was skewed, that was curated, that was nurtured through my environments, through my experiences, through everything that has been said, done, seen. A lens about Africa was my perception of Africa. Negative or positive, I had a perception. But going there, it removed everything. Blank slate. And the world is really at your hands. Because the country, this whole new love and passion, man. Can't describe it, but it's a prideful nationalism of self. I can say that because I never had that feeling before. I never had that feeling of super proud of who I am. Never had that growing up. It was something I wish I experienced as a kid, because I know for a fact that would have changed my perspective on a lot, tenfold. Definitely would be moving different, be talking different. I think for a fact I'll be more of myself. And what I mean by that is more in tune with who I am and what I do and why I do it, opposed to living in North America and you're living out this outward reflection of how the world perceives you. Man, Africa is beautiful, man, and I can't wait to explore. I can't wait to go there on like potentially regular basis. A tear, man, you break a tear because you're like, how did I not experience this all my life? And yeah, so my experience with YouTube and the Black Voice Creator Class of 2023 has been an amazing experience. One, because it shows you identity of self, the importance of nuance, and also this internal belief of something bigger and something greater, and how much you actually infect and how much you actually inspire a nation. When I say like one voice can inspire the world, I think of it like Africa, because if my voice can inspire my people in a country like Africa, I'm sure it has the highest population count. I have to Google that. I'm pretty sure it has the highest population count. Imagine how powerful one can be, you know what I mean? So, man, all together, great experience in Africa, man. I love that place. Probably get a tattooed next on me. That's just who my culture is. That's who I am. I can't say anything bad, man. I'm here to say something bad, but I just saying I can't say anything negative about it. Yeah, it was a good time, man. Really good time. Oh, one of the biggest things I was thinking about in the elevator when I was getting my laundry was I noticed the difference when I got off the airplane. Instantly. Got off the airplane, we came down the steps, and we were just walking off of the airplane in the lot. And then we had people from Kenya greeting us. Like, dude, I don't think I've seen any other country that greets you. Like, there are people that come in and clean the plane and all that right after. They're greeting you. Come down the steps, like you're the president. They're just greeting you and with open arms, smiling, and it's genuine. It's all genuine. And I actually never seen that many Black people work in one environment. And it was at the airport, and it was just seamless. It was just like, people are going here, the people are going there, everything's on time. Oh, here in North America, it feels like if you're not the majority, it kind of seems like, and it feels like not everyone takes time as serious. Out there, it is serious, and they're not so stiff. I'll say that for sure. I'll say it for a fact. They're not so stiff on laws. Not so stiff in that regard. There is flexibility. There is time, because, for example, I remember at the YouTube event, like, people were dancing on the floor, they're serving a little liquor, maybe a little bit more past the time than the cutoff, but it didn't get out of hand. Majority of people left, they still served a little bit of drinks, Didn't get too crazy or anything, but it was just so cool just to witness, man. I don't know. I love Africa, man. I really do. Tear it up. I'm like, damn, this is my culture, bro. Like, this is me. Especially when I left, I was like, yo, this is my home, man. It was dope. Definitely want to experience Africa a lot more. There's a lot more beautiful places to see. I gotta check out so many places around the globe, especially for fashion as well. And this thing gave me hope. It really did. It really gave me hope. And it solidified my belief system of who I was, but also who I can be, which is super important. Yeah, man. I don't know what else to say, but Africa is dope, man. Africa's cool. Some place I suggest everyone to go check out. Anyone should always say that about their country. I understand. But for a place you may have a negative connotation about through media, propaganda, and maybe not first on your list, maybe consider it being your first, because this is somewhere I can definitely see myself living and retiring in. And yeah, food was better. I'm telling you, the burgers, crazy. The burger's crazy, bro. I'm telling you. There's a thing in the hotel called a smash burger. It was like typical burger, you know what I mean? But I won't say typical. It was a fresh burger for sure. Everything just felt fresh. It had that Kenyan flair to it. It had that Kenyan flavor. Cajun fries, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like, I'm gonna highlight everything through this video so you guys can see. But to my other content creator colleagues, they got to see the president. I went on a safari. Some of my other friends went to a market. It was so cool, man. So cool. I'd like to check out Nigeria next, where I'm from. That'd be dope.